Good morning and welcome in on this Tuesday morning. The dogs down the road are greeting you as well. So my name is Helen Jennings. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. And we've come on this morning to have a bit of a play. So do come on in and say hello if you are here. Do share this out with other people you think might enjoy our crafty sessions, and let's play. Oh, the dogs down the road are going to be very noisy this morning, so I do apologise for the background singing. Hopefully they will stop soon. So this morning I thought we would come back to this Forever Greenery suite. It is very beautiful. Lovely colours. It is one of those suites that you can just pick up and go with. You almost don't need to add in anything else. Just use the colour palette that they suggest, which is all these greens here: garden green, pear pizzazz, just jade, pretty peacock, shaded spruce, soft seas foam, beautiful papers, ribbons, embossing folders. You've got it all going on. And it is just gorgeous, and it's sort of very peaceful sort of colours, sort of calming, and you're sort of out somewhere in the woods. Very beautiful. Morning, Jane. So I thought we'd have a play with this today, and we sort of go with the colours for one card and find a different sort of colour palette for another and see how we get on. So let's play. So as I said, the suite itself, you've got a bundle. So you get the stamp set, which is this beautiful Distinktive stamp set just here, that when these stamps stamp, they're just beautiful. The detail in them is gorgeous. It's got this lovely little splodgy stamp that I've gone to already time and time again. It's just so useful if you don't want the stamp set for anything else. That little bit of splodginess is just fabulous, worth buying the stamp set just for that. There's a gorgeous set of dies that go with it. We've got those here. So you've got some that cut out the stamped shapes and some that are just beautiful detailed dies in their own right. So that's the bundle. And obviously don't forget, at the moment, if there's bundles that you want, you can get in your starter kits, you can get £130 worth here in the UK, £130 worth of goodies of your choice for £99, and you can throw in a bundle of your choice. So you could have £130 worth of stuff, throw in this bundle and still only pay £99. So that is a bargain at the moment, a huge bargain. So well worth thinking about if you've got a big shopping list. So you've got your bundle, you've got your stamp and your die bundle. You've got embossing folders. Now these are thin mini embossing folders, so they're not the usual width, they're the usual length but not the usual width, and that's because these ones have been sized so that when our new mini machine arrives before the end of the year, hopefully, you're going to be able to run these through our mini machine, but that doesn't mean that you can't also run them through your big machine. It just means that the bigger embossing folders won't go through your mini machine, but these ones will. Morning, Lisa. So we've got a couple of mini embossing folders. So the bundle, the embossing folders, the laser cut specialty paper, which is in this box here. It's so beautiful. It has a box of its own, and these are these gorgeous frames and backgrounds that are in here. They're just stunning, beautiful frames. And obviously if you're not wanting gold, it's so stunning, look, that the camera can't even focus on them. It's just too much for it. If gold is too much for you for any particular project and you need something not quite so sparkly, you can turn it round and use the white side. You can there you go. You can use the white side. You can sponge it, spritz it, colour it with markers, whatever you like. So yeah, if you don't want the gold, you can just use the white side. So those are the beautiful speciality papers. You get the little gold hoops that are really cute. They're a good solid hoop actually. There's quite a thickness to them. So they're not just a really thin wire, they're not bendy. They've got a good bit of substance to them, and beautiful for making sort of dream catchers and wreaths and things, you know, like you can see here. Here's one made into a wreath, here's one made into a dream catcher with some of the gold thread. So really lovely. You've got the paper, which is just stunning. We'll look through that in a minute. And then you've got the trim, and we've got this sort of really open weave, very vanilla type ribbon. Obviously you could colour this, but yeah, quite fun. And then you've got this beautiful gold thread, and I've used this quite a bit as well. I've dug into my gold thread on quite a few occasions. Really lovely in backgrounds, just as a bit of something. So those are all the bits apart from the paper. Let's just have a quick flick through the paper, and the paper again is really beautiful, all in those greens, and you've got these really lovely prints, and these the sort of leaf images in various shades. I love this sort of just jade with the soft sea foam leaf print on it. Just beautiful, really lovely. Look at that. Just feels sort of quite cooling, and as if you want to be sitting in there with a picnic, sort of almost like hot house. I'm not sure if it is cooling or if it's more like hot house tropics. The tropical houses you go into in gardens and things. That's really lovely with this wide stripe. Just beautiful, stunning papers, and all in all, gorgeous suite of products. And we're going to have a play with it because we can. So, morning Jackie, morning Lisa. Lovely to see you with us this morning. Have a strange looking little bug thing on the window. We'll just ignore that for now. Right. Now, let me get myself just a little bit organised. Those of you know me, I can hear you laughing in the background at that very concept. I want to take some stitched rectangles because I want to make a couple of frames, and I think I want them, yeah, I think that size. So I'm going to make a couple of rectangular frames. We pop those to one side, and one is going to be in soft sea foam and one is going to be in Pretty Peacock. Let's have a look what oddments of card I have. I seem to have a lot of soft sea foam, so I'm sure somewhere in there I shall find a piece. Definitely find a piece big enough for my frame. Morning Div. Oh, not quite. I think that would be a bit over enthusiastic to think that that's going to run through. I'm going to take some purple tape and line that frame up. So this is just low tack tape. Morning Karen. That we have stuck down on there. So let's pop that into, oh, that's okay, Div. No worries. We don't mark. Don't get marked for attendance. Yeah, pop in and out as you're able. No pressure. Can't have pressurized crafting. That's supposed to be the taking the pressure off, not adding it in. So I'm going to, let's release the frame. release the inner frame. And then let's see if we can pop that out without taking our tape off, because then it's already all taped up, ready for me to use next time around. So gently, gently. And I really don't want to tear it. And the stitched dies do hang on to the card. Just by their very nature. That's it. So we have one frame. And now we're going to do another one in Pretty Peacock. Obviously, these bits can go back into my box of scraps and oddments, and we'll do one in Pretty Peacock. Gently, gently ease that off. It's not worth rushing this, because if you tear it, then you're just going to end up having to recut it. So take my tape off of there and stick that on my machine. And release the die. One. Round we come, last side, 2. I don't think I should worry about keeping that bit, but we have 2 nice stitched rectangle frames, and can you see they're double stitched, so stitched on the outside and stitched on the inside, which automatically gives them quite a nice feel to them. Might actually take, let's have a look, have I got, I have some oddments of cards down by the side of me. Before I go looking elsewhere, I think we'll go Pear Pizzazz. Let's cut this so it's 13.9 by 9.5. And then I think we'll have another piece of Pretty Peacock. Have I got a piece in there that I can use? Sometimes there are bits that are the right size. Let's have a look. Not quite. Is it long enough? Yes. So let's have this bit measuring 10 by 14.4. Hi Glenda. And we're starting to have a bit of a build up now of our background. I'm thinking to myself, I do that sometimes. Just tried to think what the storybook was where it says all bears think a lot. It's Big Bear, Little Bear. Okay, yeah, with them going out and looking at the moon. Little Bear thought, all bears think a lot. Right, let me find, this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to take this embossing folder and I'm going to emboss the sort of centre panel on here. So there's going to be either side that isn't embossed, but that's okay. We're going to make that almost a feature in itself. Let's just find my blue embossing plate, which worryingly has not been put back. I can blame nobody else but myself. What safe place have I put that in? We are getting chaotic in here again. We go through periods where we're really organised, and then we have a few sort of days of, you know, doing lives and not having a lot of time in between to go back and put everything away, and suddenly the place is in chaos again. Never mind. We have ways and means. Oh, caught that down the edge. Never mind. Just straighten that out a little bit down that edge. There we are. So we've got this panel with sort of this border down the edge with embossing in the middle. So that's building up now to be quite a pretty background. So now we need to do some stamping. So we have all our beautiful stamps here. I've picked out the colours. My Just Jade ink is due today. That's exciting, isn't it? So I haven't got a Just Jade ink yet. Well, unless Mr. Brown knocks on the door in the next couple of minutes, I haven't got a Just Jade ink. If he does, I'll run and fetch it. But for now, we don't have a Just Jade ink. But what we do need is some Whisper White card to stamp on. That's thick. Don't want thick Whisper White. I want thick Whisper White. There we go. Right. Oh, that's got a black blobby mark on that side. Let's have a play with some of these stamps. They are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I think we'll have a big one of those, and we'll do that in shaded spruce. And oh, where's that other stamp block gone? It's frustrating. Let's have one of those. Let's do that in garden green. this little one just here. So this sort of like, oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. It's there. I'm just not looking. This one that's sort of like honesty. Sure, that's what it's called. Going to have that in soft sea foam, I think. We'll have this one here in some pear pizzazz. That probably won't go on there. We'll need to swap a block out for that one. And we just need, you're there, you're there, you're there, you're there. So we'll have a couple, we'll have one of these, some of these little ones, and we'll do those in Pretty Peacock. I have got more blocks somewhere. I ought to sort those out, and then we could just keep going, and then if I need to I can come in with my splatter. So let us die cut some, stamp and die cut some of these so that we can build up a bit of a floral arrangement on our frames. And as I say, these are distinctive stamps, which means you automatically get layers of shading and texture just by stamping it. Just beautiful. I love them, love them, love them. Yes, Glenda, my Mercy Crafting does mean I've been creative. Yeah. But it also gets to the I frustrate myself. It's like, oh, come on, you need to tidy up now. You can't actually function like this anymore. So that one is shaded spruce. Let's do pear pizzazz. Now I might do a couple of these. I don't know whether I should need a couple, but if I've got a couple, then we can decide when it comes to arranging what we want. Oh, just beautiful. So it's a beautiful stamp set in its own right, but you can see that these images would be lovely. Oh, just come off. To add into other projects or other floral projects, or you could just bring in that bit of greenery in the background. Just lovely. This little Pretty Peacock one. Let me swap that block over, because that will make much more sense. And we'll have, I'll stamp 3 of these, and then we've got them to dip into if we need them. These would be great for a one sheet wonder, wouldn't they? Stamping up a whole sheet, whether it's 12 by 12, 6 by 6, A4. Stamping up all your images and then cutting your sheet out and using that to create cards. We'll stamp a couple of those. And then we just need our soft sea foam. And we'll do a couple of these. Just so pretty. I'll do a third. I don't think we'll need a third, but I've got them there. I can cut them out and in due course and use them for another project. These would be great on scrapbook pages. So if you just want things to go around the edge of photos as highlights. Beautiful. Right, now we need to bring in our dies, and I'm not necessarily going to cut all these out to start with. I'm just going to, we'll see how we go as to what we want. So that one is that one. Let's see if I can trim this card down so that it will go through the machine. Didn't think about that initially. There we go. It will now fit through our die cutting machine. And I think I'm going to just move my water out the way a minute. And grab my magnetic base plate. Come here. My acrylic plates are in need of a really good scrub. I was cutting quite a bit of black card the other day, and I think that always leaves them so grubby. Right, so that is that one. It's going to ping. Are you going to sit? Yes, that's that one. That one. That's the one that goes the other way. I should have stamped one going the other way, and then I'd have been able to cut two at once. No, that one's going to ping, and that one's not going to fit. Don't ping on us. That's it, we've got you. And this one here is that one. Just like that. Okay, so we've got other little dies here. So we've got all of these little dies that you could also add in. We used this one to make a wreath a little while ago. You've got these little ones just here. This one looks quite interesting. I might cut that one out of some vellum possibly. Let's see how we go. Let's get ready to run this through our machine. And then we'll see how many more we need. We'll decide once we've got these ones what other ones, if any, we need. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to do another of these little pretty peacock ones, and possibly another of these ones. I've seen some really beautiful 3D type projects done with these, where people have made sort of planters with them in, box card type planters. There we are. I've got another one of those and another one of those if we need it. So let me just grab my frame and pop those on for now, and then we can come back to those if we want to. And I think I'm going to take a bit of vellum and one of these. I'm just going to run this through. I've just run that through in the vellum. It's lovely, isn't it? So that's just this, just dye. It's not got a stamp to go with it. That's just a dye that we're going to be able to add in as well. Right. So let's find got a white Whisper White card base just there. Morning, Francis. I'm going to have our pretty peacock on there and our mat on there and our frames sort of at a wonky angle. Then we can add in our arrangement coming down here, a bit like that. That's just literally thrown in. I think somewhere in amongst that arrangement we'll have some of this gold thread. It sort of all frays on the end, but actually that adds to its charm, that sort of fraying on the end. You can have this coming in here in the middle somewhere. And dangling down. And then all we'll want is a greeting. So what would we have? Let's decide, and then we'll do our actual flower arrangement and stick it on. So you've got the "You Can Do This," "Hello," "Love and Laughter Forever After," "To a Friend That Makes Me Smile." That's a lovely sentiment, isn't it? Actually, I think I might do that inside. We might have "To a Friend That Makes Me Smile" on the inside and just "Hello" on the outside. And I think again we'll do that in Pretty Peacock because that's that sort of nice strong colour that's going to stand out. But I think we'll stamp it onto a little bit of soft sea foam. Oh, that was a bit blodgy. Oh, just thought I can hear water running. I've just knocked my water bottle over. Oh dear. Now, does the "Hello," I think I've used this with this before. Yes. But I think I want it to be slightly smaller, so we'll bring that into, so it's at that end. And then this one will feed back in there. Line that up about where we're happy and punch that again. And then we've got a little "Hello, hello." And I think we'll have our insert as a piece of soft sea foam as well. And we can use a couple of our stamps to create that 9.5 by 13.9. We'll bring in this "To a Friend" stamp. To a friend that makes me smile. And so look, this was the Pear Pizzazz one. With the lid that falls off. And I think we'll just add in the Pear Pizzazz leaves. We won't add in any other colours. Then that will go on our inside. And we could do the same, add in those same colours on the envelope if we wanted to. We wanted it all to combine. So we have all our elements. Let us stick. No, I'm not going to sit on my chair. My chair's now wet. She'll have a wet bottom if I do that. I have my dimensionals on. I don't mind, but I saw those earlier. I thought I'd put them away. I obviously didn't. There they are. Okay, so let's start by, we'll pop this inside. I know this glue is getting towards the end, but we have a new one on standby. Now this, it's got a funny little black mark on the inside of this card, so we'll just cover that up. There we have our insert. Now let's start building up our front. So Pretty Peacock and Pear Pizzazz that's been embossed with those lovely little embossing folders. And then we've got our frames. We've got a buzzy fly or bee or something going around. So we'll position that so the corners are sort of touching on the edge of that embossing just there. And we'll take our soft sea foam one. And some glue around that. And then we'll have this one coming the other way, but again, so it's catching those, just sitting there on those corners where the edge of the embossing is. And putting frames on like that just automatically gives it a really, sort of draws your eye in. It's quite fun. So let's see, let's have our little, we'll put some glue on the bottom section of this vellum piece, the press down, because then that won't be seen from behind all of the other bits. So what have we got now? We've got this one, one of those, two of those, 2 of these, and 1 of those. So we'll have 1 of these coming in. Again, I'm just going to put in here, and this one, oh, we'll throw on the floor, but then have picked it back up off the floor. We'll have that coming in out that way. Then we'll take our soft sea foam blobby bits. I think I'm going to pop those on with glue dots. Up there. Then I think we'll add in, once we've sorted it out, we'll add in our bow. My fingers are so sticky. Just pop that in there so that I can hook it out. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. We'll have that coming in there, and we'll pop that on with a glue dot. Ooh. And these ones, I think we're going to put a little dimensional on this end and a glue dot on this end. We'll do the same with this one. Let's hook that bow up there a little bit. See if we can hook it behind that dimensional so it comes upwards a bit. And then we've got these 2 little ones just here that we'll just have on the top with dimensionals. Just beautiful. Where's our little hello? Yeah, there I think, and I'll pop that up on a couple of dimensionals. Hello to a friend that makes me smile. And these are just the little gilded gems from the Ornate Garden suite. There, flower arranging the Forever Greenery way. So that one was sticking very much, and I've still got lots of little things to cut out there. That was sticking very much to that original colourway with the greens that are in the paper. We could have added some paper in there. But of course we don't have to just play with the greens that were in the paper. Let's take a bit of very vanilla cardstock, or to start, so that starts off by just giving it altogether a different feel, just by having very vanilla. And we'll make that 9.5 by 13.9. Thank you, Glenda. And I've grabbed some, I don't know whether we should use all of these. We'll see. I've got some Rococo Rose, Grey Granite, Blackberry Bliss. Got some Mossy Meadow. We might come back to our soft sea foam. Let's see. So I think, let me find me squidgy. Let's make sure these are all clean. Before we start. Pop them back so that we're ready to go again. Right, I'm going to take this large leaf and some Mossy Meadow. And we'll do a couple that way and a couple that way. Some grey granite there. We've got two of these leaves going different ways. I'm going to bring some of those in. A bit of grey granite coming across here, and let's do here. And we'll have, I love the grey granite sort of colour, that sort of almost taupey, not quite grey, not quite brown. So we've got some, okay, see you later, Jackie. Got some background there using that grey granite and Mossy Meadow. The sort of stamp that's a bit like, where's that gone? Let me just clean this one up. this is the one I want. So this one here. Let's pop that on a block. Let's find ourselves some oddments of Very Vanilla. We're going to take this one and we're going to stamp it in Rococo Rose. So we're going completely away from the greens now. I'm going to actually find a bit more card because I think I'm going to have 4 of those. Okay, let's run that through the machine. Actually, going to die cut something else while I'm running this through the machine. Let's see how that goes. One. Let's cut out of the 2. This is that funny little die. It looks like a bit like a caterpillar. Looks like you should be able to, perhaps if you were to cut it out in white, you could colour it in to make the very hungry caterpillar. Children's stories seem to have been a theme this morning. And last but not least, that's going to go in there and in there. Rather pretty. I am going to take my lovely favourite splotty stamp and bring in a bit more Blackberry Bliss, just with some splats round and about. That ties a bit more Blackberry Bliss in there. Beautiful. And again, I might take that. Is that going to fit on there? Just about. And I think we might do that in Blackberry Bliss too. You can do this. Let's line that up so it's nice and straight on here. Yeah, I'm going to grab a bit of grey. It's not a complete width of grey granite, so let me grab another piece of grey granite, and I think we'll have a grey granite card base for that one. .9, scored at 10.5. And let's just trim this down. 10 and 14.4. Beautiful. Right, let's bring this one together. Now, do we want some ribbon on there? Let's see. Let's pop those to one side for a minute, and let's just, we'll glue this one to this one. And that one to that one. Yeah, so I think we'll have the pink one laying flat across here, and we'll have our Blackberry Bliss coming up here, and then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of this one and raise that up. And then we'll do the same coming this way. So glue on the first one. Coming out. Glue on the bit of blobby stuff coming up. Ooh. And then dimensionals on this one. 2, which is the one that the backs come off, that one. 3. And that can come in there. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to add anything else to that. I think I like it just as it is. I will do an insert for this with just some more of those flowers on the outside. But same set of stamps and dies, just moving away from those colours. And because sometimes we can get stuck with the colours that we're sort of given in the suite and think, oh, has to all be greens. Well, it doesn't all have to be greens. You can add in whatever colours you like. Yellows, got a bit of grey going on in there, but really pretty. And as I say, that little splat stamp, if you don't buy this stamp set for anything else, you need it for that little splat stamp because it's just so useful. So thank you for coming to play this morning, or watching me as I play. I think that's more like it, isn't it? And do come back again. I'll be back in the morning.